Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Heartbreaking new information coming in about a mother and daughter found dead in an apparent murder-suicide.
And what someone found in a local coffee shop will have you taking extra precautions in public restrooms. Technology has reached the point where sometimes even cameras are difficult to see.
And police say one was hidden attached to a toilet in the bathroom of a Starbucks. Happened at the location on Outer Drive just off the Southfield Freeway.
Larry Spruill is live with more on what investigators say the camera was recording. And Larry, this is just creepy to say the least.
Creepy indeed. Good evening, Kimberly and Devin. Now, to give you an example of how big the camera and adapter is, it's the size of this pen right here. Now, it's easy to hide and easy to overlook, but police say for days it was watching people inside this Starbucks.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
It's that raw emotion from Krista Wilson after she learned creepy information about what was going on inside her favorite Starbucks.
I'm really just like disturbed by that because I go to the Starbucks all the time.
Detective James Thorburn with Allen Park Police say an employee saw the camera while cleaning the toilet over the weekend.
If you open the lid attached to like the bottom of the lid, so if the lid was closed, you couldn't see.
You couldn't see it, but the person on the other end of this camera definitely can see you.
Are you kidding me?
Police showed us video from the camera. You can see several people walking out of the restroom.
This is a Wi-Fi camera, so it does stream live. There was an SD card in it. There were some files on there, but we believe that this was streaming to an off-site. Maybe somebody in the parking lot.
Somebody needs help. They are sick and they need to be put in jail. It makes me think, like, where else around here did these people put these cameras? It's scary, and now I'm going to be looking in every direction when I go to the bathroom in all of these stores.
And that's right. So Starbucks is now asking all of the businesses in this area to check their restrooms. Police say it could be more businesses with the same thing. They also say if the suspect is caught, the suspect could face felony charges. We're live in Allen Park tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
So small, but yet such a clear picture too, Larry. Okay, thank you.
Ben told us yesterday now that we're in meteorological summer.
That's right.
Time for it to start feeling like it, and it kind of did more today.
Yeah, we got an improvement, and then tomorrow we'll actually get the humidity to go with it.
Oh, it really is going to feel like summer now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now, unfortunately, there's going to be a storm threat coming with those temperatures and humidity, but not necessarily today. The only thing that we've got out there is just a very light shower, and if we see it at all, it's going to be down here in our south zone. You can see that line of showers rolling through Adrian right now. There's not a whole lot behind it, so a couple drops are going to be about all we can expect. And again, most of that's going to be in the south zone tonight. Fast forward to tomorrow, especially in the afternoon. That's when the marginal risk for severe weather starts to play in. And really, it could be any time in the afternoon and evening. Large hail, damaging winds, and the possibility of flooding downpours. So we'll talk timing on that coming up. The rest of the evening, not bad. Still mid-70s till the sun goes down. 60s tonight by midnight, and that's going to be close to our low as well. Very mild night tonight. We'll look at that storm threat and what the weekend holds in just a few minutes. Guys?
Okay, Ben. Brighton police releasing tragic new details from the scene of a mother-daughter murder-suicide. Police say 38-year-old Melissa Party sedated her 5-year-old daughter with pills and then killed her by strangulation. Party then used a gun to kill herself. Police say she suffered from depression and anxiety and did this because she feared the possibility of losing her child. Police were called to the scene after the child's father said the pair did not show up to a custody exchange.
Today in Lansing, a move by Governor Whitmer and members from both sides of the aisle to expand protections against discrimination based on sexual identity and gender identity. As Paula Tutman reports, if the Elliott Larson rights expansion bill is passed, it will change things for people forced into the margins by their sexuality.
Many people don't understand that in the state of Michigan you can be fired or lose your housing for being gay, for being LGBT, simply for that purpose.
Today, history in Lansing, following executive action expanding the rights and protections of the LGBTQ community. Governor Gretchen Whitmer stood with co-sponsors from each party to support change.
Whether you identify as a member of the LGBT community or just simply as a Michigander who wants to see our state thrive and see this become a state where it doesn't matter who you are, you have real opportunity and protection and respect under the law.
This action would create a protected class where there is legal recourse if you are fired or kicked out of your housing for being LGBT.
For Bridget, it's not about being a protected class, it's about being a protected person.
Why are we not protected? Like, why do I have to go through so much to get a job? Why do I have to go so much to keep housing?
Born a male at an early age, identifying as a female became more comfortable. But to be transgender is a hard road. And so she's felt the scourge of hate, discrimination, violence, even being evicted from an apartment because of how she identifies herself.
I could be walking out the back door, it's a parking lot behind the building, and I could be sitting back there smoking with a friend or something, and he would like come and get the hell out of here, get the out of here, stuff like that.
Did you eventually get kicked out or you just got harassed?
Oh yeah. No, we got evicted.
At the Ruth Ellis Center in Detroit, where the fight for the rights of those who happen to be lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, or questioning gender identity and or sexuality. The important thing is that at least in Lansing, they are talking about protecting rights and protections, not eliminating them. And by passing a bill that protects the LGBTQ community, by giving them a path to legal recourse if they are discriminated against, they say is a human right and the right thing to do.
We need to recognize that people are individuals, they have their own beliefs, they have their own values, but that does not dictate their rights as a citizen.
If enacted, Michigan will join 20 other states that prohibit discrimination based on who you love and what gender you identify with. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Okay, Paula. The Democratic presidential primary campaign is heating up, and the city of Detroit is becoming a popular destination.
On every itinerary, it seems. Today, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren came to town, and our Rod Maloney was there.
We need to be all in to fight this climate crisis. All in.
Running against giant corporations, Senator Elizabeth Warren wants to recreate the American economy. She offers first a plan to have the government undertake a massive $1.5 trillion economic and technological mobilization against climate change.
We're going to develop the new technology here in the U.S. We're going to manufacture the new technology here in the United States, and then we're going to sell it all around the world.
To pay for this, she intends to end subsidies for the oil and gas industry. She also told an enthusiastic crowd of roughly 500 a wealth tax of just 2 cents on the top 10th of 1% of America's wealthy could fund a myriad of programs she claims would give the low-income American worker a better chance at financial footholds.
With 2 cents, 2 cents from those ultra-millionaires will let us pay for universal child care for every baby age 0 to 5 in this country. Every one of them.
She is also offering plans for other big and expensive programs like Medicare for All, a higher minimum wage, and wants to put an end to what she calls Washington corruption.
End lobbying as we know it.
Now, she has a lot of other things, a laundry list of things she wants to spend lots of money on. Universal pre-K for every 3-year-old, raise wages for all the child care workers in the country, and also universal public education, 4-year college and technical school. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Yeah, all right, Rod. And we'll quickly note we will be taking the wraps off of our brand new polling tonight on Local 4 News at 11. The latest on where Michigan voters stand in this race, including Elizabeth Warren against President Trump and a number of the other prominent Democrats in the race.
Certainly starting to heat up already.
Yeah, already.
Yeah. All right, well, it's the stuff of automotive dreams. A car tire that does not need air, and General Motors is helping Michelin develop it.
It is called the Michelin Uptus, which stands for Unique Puncture-Proof Tire System. Special designs and materials combined to make this a wheel and tire that we are told can't be punctured. It needs less maintenance and reduces waste. General Motors is going to start road testing the Uptus system here in Michigan later this year. Michelin and GM hoping to have them on some cars as soon as 2024. So a lot of testing that has to happen first, but you can see how unusual that design.
Yeah.
Something completely different.
It's not really pretty, but if it works, especially on our Michigan roads,
we'll take it.
We'll
right?
take it. All right, let's see what Lester Holt and his team are working on for Nightly News beginning at 6:30.
Lester is in London, as you might expect tonight, with a preview of what's coming up. Hi, Lester.
Hey, Devin and Kim, good evening from London. Our team in place here with coverage of the president's state visit to the UK as thousands of anti-Trump protesters flooded the streets here. Plus, mysteries in paradise, the American couple who died from an unknown illness on vacation, and the resort where 3 other American tourists met tragic ends within days of each other.
Yeah, Lester, anything considered suspicious about all this? It's certainly, it's very unsettling for a lot of people to hear these.
Yeah, the families of the tourists are all raising questions about the deaths, but there's no official word right now. This is an investigation in progress. We don't know what killed these Americans. We'll have the latest, though, when we see you on Nightly News.
All right, we look forward to that, Lester. We'll see you in just a bit. Ahead in good health, the shocking amount of coffee you can drink daily without any fear of harming your heart.
And here's Nick.
When a firefighter has all of their turnout gear on and all of their tanks, it weighs about 50 or 60 pounds. Imagine doing that while walking from Macomb Township all the way to Grand Rapids.